will invite Mikulitsi.
Okay.
And you're the main commentator, I'm the second one, like I'm the expert here.
Okay, yep. So, we did have a little bit of a delay, just some technical issues, but now hopefully everyone can come onto the stream. We're just coming towards the end of Coolbeans' first lap. Miyake has just finished his lap. He's at a 1:10.3 to start the session. Let's see what Coolbeans is going to be able to do as he comes through the final chicane now. Very tidy, sticks over to the left and minimises the run distance. And he's 4.6 seconds down on Miyake. Rick now with the fastest lap, a 1:09.3. So I think Coolbeans must have had a bit of traffic or something going on there, because that wasn't a good lap at all. Next across the line will be Vifelt, not Vifelt, sorry, Juppe. And he had an invalidated lap, so we won't be getting a time from him. Next is now Vifelt as Yolmir crosses the line. He's 8/10 off that top time, so not too close at the moment, but hopefully as the session goes on the times will get closer. Vifelt has an invalidated lap. Who's next across the line? Fry next across the line, also with an invalidated lap. Everyone's invalidating at the moment, but that is really what it's like here at Canada. That's Kaya has spun at turn 2. Wonder what happened to him. And Sarah Kaya was retired.
He has a qualifying bump.
Oh, of course he does, yes. Kaya is just spinning himself around.
If anybody asks, sorry to bother, but if anybody asks about Mikulitsi, I'm here temporarily. I'll be streaming. If somebody retires and then leaves the session, Mikulitsi automatically joins the party. I can even do it now, so that's why you will see the blue screen. But he will have a bit of delay.
And then they didn't even start last, but I think that was an F2.
Yeah, I remember. It was tricky, probably. Bjarne it was.
Bjarne, of course it's Bjarne. So Rick, just under a tenth of the Sunset's provisional pole time, a 1:09.2. So it's a good way to start the session for these guys to be in the low 9s. Who's going to be next across the line? I think it will be Maciek next across the line. No, it would be Kronk, I think, as Maciek comes into the pits. And next will be... it's going to be unknown. Will be the next one to cross the line. No, he's pitting. I think everyone's going to be pitting now. I think most people have done their lap. Obviously, top 9 have set times. Everyone else has either invalidated and gone into the pits or not come out in the first place. I think there's a few people you can see who just haven't come out the pits yet. We have Shade and Morphus. Vifelt is actually going to complete this lap, so let's see what he's able to do on the run down to the line. It's pretty slow. It's a 1:14.9, so I'm not sure why he completed that lap. Probably would have been better to go into the pits and get some fresh tyres.
Well, if you ask about my stream, I'm on Kronk's point of view currently.
Okay.
He's going with 1 minute now.
Yep.
Anyways, welcome everyone. Hope you'll stay until the end of the race.
Ooh, and Kronk moving over to the left-hand side of the track, and it's going to be P9. 2.5 seconds off the pace here. So that would be an 11.7 from him. Or 11.8, sorry. There's Kejmi puts in a time good enough for 6th. So he's split the Red Bull so far and is only 8, pretty much 9/10 off of his teammate Sunset. So he's going to have a little bit more to find in this session. 10 minutes left as it stands. We've had a Red Bull spin. It's Yolmir. No, he's just going very slowly. He's just letting through a couple of cars like Black Wolf, who is on a lap, an invalidated lap, so he will come into the pits here, I think. Yep, he's diving into the pits and will probably put on a set of socks for his next run. Who else is on a lap? Cool Beans is coming to the end of his lap. He crosses the line and it's good enough for provisional pole, half a second up on Griffelt's time, a 108.7. It's a great time here from the Alpha Tauri driver, and probably the kind of times you're going to expect to see in F2 later on. Wow. And now he's got to make sure to not block it. His teammate on an out lap, but he probably doesn't want him in the way anyway. Black Wolf sets a time good enough for 13th only, but he will look to improve that one later on in the session. Alpha on a lap, another one of these people yet to set a lap. In fact, the only one yet to set a lap who's on track right now, so we'll just ride on board for him for a bit. Very tidy so far. Let's see what he comes as he comes up to the sector split in a minute. Maybe could be a bit more aggressive through the chicane. What's it looking like? 41.3 through the middle sector, so that's purple according to the mini-map at least. I know there's a glitch, so I'm not completely sure on that one, but it's looking good so far for Alpha, who's been performing a lot better in recent times compared to at the beginning of the season. He's coming down the long straight now, braking for the chicane.
The Sunset got second place, if you ask.
Sunset is up in second place, and Alpha's run out of fuel on the line.
Oh my.
And that means he's not going to set a good time. It's P15 only.
It could be the one for top 5 at least.
He gets in the way of Villeneuve. Villeneuve, who was on a lap, was just blocked by Alpha into turn 1, so that might end up in the steward's room. But saying that, not many people... Oh, and rain!
What
I think
happened?
It started to rain here.
Oh, then we have officially the ended qualifying session.
Yeah, there's drops of rain coming down now, so people such as Joey, Shade and Morphus are probably not going to be able to get a good lap in, and this is going to really mess up the order for the race. It's going to be very spicy.
Sarika has left. I need to invite him, so sorry for the blue screen.
Up, but is it going to get it finished before it gets too wet? I don't think so. The rain is coming down quite heavy now, you can see. Well, you probably can't see, but he's had to be so careful on this lap so far, and I think he's just losing time due to the damp conditions. He's not going to have a good lap, but I guess as long as he sets some kind of a time, he can get in front of Sarakaya, which is obviously an improvement on 17th place. Interestingly, Shade and Morphus are still in the pits, so they
maybe they're doing class 2 first.
Cool Beans is actually still looking pretty strong, and with this rain, I'm fully expecting him to stay on pole. So it's a good lap from him to get it in just at the right time before the rain started. But anyway, coming now into the final chicane with Joey. Oh, he nearly hits the wall on the outside. He had to go so carefully through there. It really is slow, and it's just about faster than Alpha, who, remember, ran out of fuel on his lap. So P15 only for Joey. Another driver who's done quite well in recent times, but is looking like he's messed up by not coming out earlier in the session here.
If you ask, Shadow is doing a out lap he's on currently, and he's doing it on mediums. I don't think he'll make it with 113 or something. Training so heavily, I guess there will be DRS off in next minute.
There is no point in Shade doing a lap here.
Well,
I guess only to get in front of Sarakaya and Kaya. But he's struggling a lot. You can see he's actually invalidated his out lap, which is quite funny. Look how slowly he had to go into that chicane, and he's nearly lost it on exit 2. This is not good conditions. And the fact that
you're with Shadow or who?
Shade. Yeah.
Yeah.
touched the grass a bit on the turn 1 entry, so that's going to slow him down, and just about catches it on the exit of turn 2. Now into the chicane. Look how slowly he's had to go. It's just not the right conditions for these tyres. And Morphus, for some reason, is
also
still
he spun out.
Garage.
Well, Morphus probably doesn't see any sense.
Fryer retired in the pits, obviously. Oh. So the only cars on track right now are Shade, Yuppie, and Black Wolf. Black Wolf just retired, on track actually. And Kronk retired in the pits. Black Wolf's car is still moving, so he retired purposefully on track. So,
it will not bother a single soul on this track. As you can see, half of the grid already retired.
Oh, and Shade is off onto the grass now. They exit the hairpin. He's struggling a lot. It's just too wet. Yeah, but you're actually not in the rules. It just says to not do it at all. So, in qualifying at least. In the race, I think it's if it impedes someone, but in qualifying, it's just at all. And he does not complete his lap, so he will start behind Kaya and Sarakaya. Why did he not just finish the lap so he's 2 places in front?
I don't know, to be honest, but both of the Shade and Morphus have gone out on track way too late.
Yeah.
Basically 10 minutes too late it's now.
Yeah, Morphus is spinning. He's hit the wall, he's got damage.
Well, no more chance to make a single lap. Unless you're on Inters.
I guess he could always just do a slow lap. No, he retires on track.
Okay, so we already have probably 2 warnings, but since everybody's in the pits... Oh, Jeremy's on the outlap on Inter tires. But since from what I know, if you go on slicks, you have the lap time, but later that you go on Inter tires because there is, for example, rain, like we have currently, then your slicks time is deleted, and the Inter one counts. Is it right?
I don't think so. I think it's just the fastest time you do.
Well, I remember that from another league I was racing in, when somebody just from the admin squad told me, you don't have I don't know what to say, but still, you will not do a lap on Inter tires because I managed to make a lap on softs, or super softs. Then I have managed to make it, but then I came out on the pits and it deleted my slicks time, even though I was second and I barely did it to Q3, and I didn't even make a lap in Q3 because my AI decided to crash out completely. Oh. So I guess Shami will check his pace only.
Loads of people coming out on Inters. Well, I said loads, there's 3 of them. But maybe they're just getting some practice in. Maybe there's going to be some rain in the race, and that's why they're just practicing on the Inters.
Well, I don't know. Unknown says...
Big moment there from Yomi.
Unknown says that there will be rain in 45 minutes through the race. I don't know if it will be enough time.
Right at the end.
I don't know if it will be enough to make a to actually rain, like quick enough, but still. Yeah. Sunset retires, 20 people on broadcast, welcome everyone, and also reminder to hit the like button and also subscribe if you don't do so.
Yo, man, now just coming through the second sector split, and it's a long way down, 7.5 seconds down on his previous time, so we better hope it's not deleted. But I think it's quite likely he'll just pull into the pits now. There's only a minute left in the session, and I don't think anyone is really planning on setting another lap.
Basically, Jalmir is pitting, yep, so his lap time is safe. What about Yuppie?
Let's see what Yuppie does.
Well, if he goes for a lap, I guess he will be dropped into P16. Alpha move a free position up.
I doubt it, but maybe.
Well, he's going very close to a barrier, and he goes!
He's going to complete his lap, so let's see what kind of time we're expecting from Inter's runners here.
Well, let's see if this still works.
So it's just a 1 minute 19.8, and as you see, his slick time still stands.
So it was probably a glitch back in those days.
Yeah, probably.
Anyways, I have a question to the chat. Can you hear us properly, or there are any problems? We're too quiet, we're too loud, or something? I can still balance it during the qualifying, especially when it's rain. Okay, the time is up. And I did invite Sarikaya, I remember. But there's again a blue screen due to that. Here you are, Sarikaya. I didn't see a thing. I did invite you. The RS is disabled, but when it was? Yove is going to finish his lap, and we're waiting for Juppe. We're waiting for Juppe.
Yeah, just waiting for Juppe. He's at the hairpin now, so shouldn't be too long. Sarikaya has joined.
Okay, so he has to quickly take control. I hope Juppe will slow down. Or is he going to do another lap?
Hopefully he completes the lap, because then we have to wait less time.
He does. I just hope there will be no glitches like it happened last time. I mean, Russia on F2.
There we go.
Sarikaya has left?
Oh no.
What happened? I didn't see a thing.
So, Cool Beans has got pole position for the Canadian Grand Prix. Second place, 2.5 tenths behind Sunset Beach Bar, who is looking to probably make a good lead, to gain back the lead of the championship for this race, if he can. Rick, P3, Vifelt, P4, Masiek, P5, Unknown 6th, then Keshmi, Yolmir, Fryer, and Miyake. Starting outside the top 10 on a free set of tyres, noting that Fry is on the mediums, Villeneuve, Juppe, Kronk, Blackwolf, Joey, Alpha, Sarikaya, Kaya, and Mabs, as well as Morphus with no times.
Well, basically, now Fry Pepper has kind of an advantage ahead of all the drivers from top 8, since he can go on mediums, he can do a one-stop strategy, while the others have to do a two-stop. Unless they're going to soft hards.
Well, he might try do the medium soft. He might try this medium soft two stops so that he's faster at the end. He might try also to do medium hard. But it'll be interesting to see if any of the soft runners decide to also one stop onto that hard tyre. It's not the fastest strategy, but obviously you do get a bit of track position out of it. Hopefully we can get everyone to ready up soon. Only 3 drivers, 5 drivers, 6 drivers now readied up. So they're probably adjusting their strategy a bit for this race. Let's just see what strategies people end up doing. We'll probably be able to tell on the formation lap if it gives us the little tyre graphic thing. Speaking of the formation lap, we're underway, and Cool Beans will now lead us for the formation lap. So, interestingly, top 10, obviously the only person in there with the medium tyre is Fryer. But outside the top 10, only 4 drivers opted for the medium tyres, which are Juppe, Blackwolf, Joey, and Alpha. Shade Mabs has chosen the hard tyre, everyone else on the soft tyre for this race. So, very interesting stuff. I would have expected more people outside the top 10 to have used that medium tyre, but I guess not.
Well, basically, that's kind of interesting strategies. And also, what about that rain? I don't think it's going to happen. What do you think? Because we have
I think if the race goes normally, then we won't get any. But if we have a safety car or two, there's a big chance it will start raining for like the last 2 laps. Maybe not enough to pit for Inter, but definitely enough to make it hard for drivers to stay on the slopes.
Well, basically, I'm now re-inviting Sarikaya because he's he's in the lobby, so it shows.
He's just not taking control of his car.
Well, yeah, and that's also a glitch. which happened to us recently. That's why you had a blue screen, because I was inviting him.
Cool Beans now pulling up to the line. He'll slot into his grid place. Vifelt has overtaken Rick and Sunset on the formation lap. So already getting a bit racy before the race even starts. You can see now, looking down the pit straight, all of the cars just coming to their positions. Morphus will be the last one to line up on the grid. He does so now. And let's get ready for some lights when everyone loads in.
Okay.
There we go. Oh, that's a bad POV. Okay.
I got good one. I got good one.
Okay, the lights are now coming on. 5 lights, and we are underway for the Canadian Grand Prix. Good start there from Cool Beans. Sunset not able to get alongside, but Vifelt is getting alongside. I can't see anything because the tower's messed up already.
Maciek went... No, he isn't second, it's just a glitch, because he's currently 4th.
Maciek's currently 4th, so he lost the position off the line to Vifelt. Good start from Vifelt there. Just waiting because this is still glitched. Okay, there we go. So the Red Bulls also had a good start. They stay 5th and 6th, unknown, ahead of Yolmir. And Fryer up into 7th after starting 8th on the grid. Alpha already up to 9th though. What a start from him. As Kaya and Sarakaya are battling down the bottom end of the grid. So a good start there from Alpha on the mediums to get himself up into 9th place. Oh, and it's been a bad exit from Villeneuve. This might allow Kronk to have a look as we come down the back straight for the first time in this race. Someone's been shown blue flags, and Keshmi is overtaken by Miyake. That's for P10. And Keshmi pits.
Well, this may ruin his points chance, because I have seen recently the standings from every single division, and he's the only one to score points in every race he started in.
Oh really? That's quite interesting actually.
Unfortunately for him, he didn't get a single podium.
Yeah, he had to change his front wing, unfortunately. Unknown's had an incident. He's hit the wall and he's dropping down the order now, down into 9th already. He's going to have to pit to repair that front wing. And Miyake's gone off the track trying to overtake him. He's on the grass now. That's going to allow Black Wolf to get through. Maybe. Black Wolf's struggling a bit. He's actually slotted in behind, and Rick is...
Oh, there is a massive incident!
Rick spun.
There is a spin from Rick, and he loses a lot of places, but I don't think he has any wing damage.
No, it doesn't look like it, but he's down to 17th. That's a lot of time lost. Oh, and into the hairpin. Black Wolf and Miyake.
They're going well to well.
They touched, but I think Black Wolf just about caught it. That's going to slow him down. Maybe Yuppie can have a look into the chicane. Miyake's having a look on Unknown into the chicane.
Well, Unknown will pit. Yeah, it is.
Unknown pits. And Cool Beans the fast lap of the race, unsurprisingly, as the leader. DRS now enabled for the drivers. Look at the chaos. There's so many cars on the same bit of track there if you look down the pit straight.
There are actually 2 groups of them, because you can see from 1st to 7th, from Cool Beans to Alpha, and the rest. From Miyake to
Miyake has dropped
Rick.
off the back.
And on the last 4.
Alpha a bit.
Going kind of lonely.
Alpha though, what a start from Alpha, up into P7 already on that medium tyre. He's right behind Fryer.
If he didn't lose that fuel at the end of the lap, if he didn't run out of it.
Yeah, I mean... Oh, and Juppei's past Miyake.
Same as Black Wolf in the same straight.
And that's going to be a warning there for Miyake. He did go all 4 wheels off the track. Kaya 3 seconds for multiple warnings already.
This is the first penalty this race.
It is.
Okay, we have a spin.
And there's it's Sarakaya.
So unfortunate. He has the potential to make way better results than he does.
Fryer, Alpha's overtaken Fryer into the chicane.
Sarakaya has left, so is it not an error again, or just a disconnection?
I think that's a rage quit. And Alpha with the fastest lap of the race on the medium tyre, so he's faster on those mediums than the soft runners are at the moment.
So the softs are dying, and you can see already Miarki overtakes Juppe back into fifth place, into turn 1 they go wheel to wheel, same as turn 2 probably.
Juppe's going to hold the inside line, and Fryer with 3 seconds for multiple warnings, and Kronk has lost it on the exit and lost the position to Villeneuve now. Joey's also being overtaken by Morphus down the inside, there's contact. And he's
I also see a debris around there.
Oh, and now he's lost it to Rick. Rick goes round his outside, and that moves Joey back down into 15th place after all the ground he made up so far this race. It's a big shame for him. As Kai pits.
Mikulitsi, it was just a moment of disconnection. Do I see Miarki having a wing damage? Is it right? You could see that.
Let's have a look.
No, it isn't, because he was going kinda slowly.
He does not have wing damage, no.
And there's already a Haas chasing him.
The Ferraris have switched.
Yeah, I saw that in Sector 2, I have caught it on the stream.
Masiek pits.
Probably another cut attempt.
Maybe, it is lap 5, it's very early, he's going onto the mediums. No, it's a front wing change.
And also, what did Miarki just do? He just cut the chicane completely and he gets back on track, but way at the back. It's currently a position
number 13. There's a bit of wing damage from someone there. Someone hit the wall of champions. There's Yolmir with 3-second time penalty.
It isn't one, and neither of the Haas's, I guess.
Maybe. Can't quite see the front wing of anyone because of these camera angles.
Also, I'm switching to Rick since he's chasing both Cassis and Kronk. He is already on overtake air mode. I don't think he will make overtake this time, but maybe into the hairpin, so have a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, and that's a big cut from Villeneuve on the second chicane there. That might lose him a bit of time actually. To his teammate, Morphus is looking into the hairpin on his teammate Villeneuve. Villeneuve holds the inside line, and I think he just about squeezes him out. So Morphus cannot find a way around the outside there just yet, but he now will have DRS running down the straight, slipstream as well of course. He's going to look to the outside of Villeneuve into their chicane, and he's swept around the outside. Very early braking there from Villeneuve, and it's cost him the position. And maybe another one to Rick now. Rick right on his tail, he's going to look to the inside of turn 1. Who's going to brake later? Rick's going to brake later, and Villeneuve having a horrible lap here so far. He's already got Miarki trying to look for a way past. I don't think it's going to happen this time around.
Maybe Villeneuve just didn't want to risk a contact with Morphus into the Wall of Champions, because it's very hard to overtake, even though there is DRS.
It was very, very strange the way that he just kind of let Rick through though. Very, very careful from him. Alpha currently chasing down Yolmir. Let's see how that gap changes as we get on. Alpha, 11 positions up from the start. He started P16, don't forget. And Morphus is 10 positions up as well. Sunset 5 seconds for speeding in the pit lane. And Vifelt also pits Kaya with 3 seconds for multiple warnings. That's not going to help Sunset at all, because he will be stopping in this race, so he'll have to serve that during the race.
Jean-Mir and Coolbeans are probably doing a long stint on these soft tires, trying to probably survive as long as possible to get on hards and probably into the end of the race. But we will see, because in their place I'd prefer a 2-stop strategy.
Yeah, well, I think the 2-stop strategy is faster, of course, but if you could hold that track position by doing a 1-stop, you could probably gain quite a bit out of it. But he's got to watch out for Alpha. Alpha, I reckon, might be going for a 1-stop there. Or at least with those tyres he should try it. And
also, as you can see, we felt let's buy no, you pay let's buy, and Rick is spun again!
Rick is spun!
He has wing damage.
Oh,
you can see a debris into the bar in the wall. It disappeared, but it was a thing.
Yeah, you can see he's got no end plate on the left side. This is a horrible race for Rick so far, after pretty decent races recently. And Yolmir with 5 seconds with Felt is past Black Wolf. He's going to have DRS down the straight, so it shouldn't be too hard for him to keep the position.
And Alpham gets the lead.
Coolbeans and Yolmir pit. So maybe they're not 2-stopping. So maybe they're not 1-stopping, they're going to be 2-stopping instead.
I'm now switching to Miarki and Villeneuve. It's a bit too far. But it was a bit
and
closer.
on the pit exit, Yolmir on the pit exit just loses out to Juppé. Very unfortunate for him there, because he actually came out alongside Juppé and just didn't quite get enough traction out of the corner to keep alongside. So he's going to have to find a way past the McLaren fairly soon on those fresh medium tyres that he's got. Sarakaya with 3 seconds, and Rick is in the pits, of course.
Well, it's kind of surprising that in Canada there's lap 8 and everyone is still going.
Yeah. Oh, but Juppé has now made a bit of a mistake. This might allow Yolmir to get the opportunity he needs into the hairpin. No, he sticks behind. He wants that DRS down the straight, I think.
There was a contact between Yolmir and Juppé.
Yeah, I did see. I don't think anyone got damaged though. Juppé got a bit out of shape on the exit, but it doesn't look like it's affected him too badly. We've got yellows for Kaya, I think.
Yeah, he's completely spun. He lets by Rick and back on track.
And he's back there again. And Masiek overtakes Shade into the final chicane here. So Yolmir ahead of Juppé into turn 1. So he finally got past the McLaren driver after having to sit behind him for an entire lap.
Mikulitsi on the chat says that's how it's possible to no one to crash out during this race, because this is probably the cleanest race in ages, and he's not taking part in it, unfortunately. He would, but of course Google decided to make a you-know-what.
Yolmir now ahead of Black Wolf into the middle sector.
And I got the worst cameras ever.
And moves himself up into P6. Oh, look up there from the Red Bull driver. Hopefully that doesn't cost him too much down the straight. Juppé now right behind Black Wolf.
I'm watching Colbins and Sunset Beach Bar. Since they're on the main straight, Colbins tapped the wall.
Colbins has a better exit, I think, than Sunset. He's going to look to the outside into turn 1. This is for the net lead of this race, really. Oof. Very close between them. Sunset on the outside for turn 2. As Juppé spun. They're still alongside though. Colbins still down the inside of Sunset. They made contact and Sunset's off. He's Vetteled it. He's done a Vettel.
Whoa! Interesting things going on, and there's
and Colbins lets him back through. Colbins lets him back through.
That's a kind of fair play move. I don't know.
Yeah, Sunset now is into 3rd place in this race. But Colbins looking for a move straight back. He's not going to get it here though.
Well, also I have spotted a Haas and Miarki going wheel to wheel into the pit lane at the same lap and at the same moment when Juppé got spun. That's the case, and Juppé is overtaking now Shade.
Yeah,
as they are going to sector 3.
Better exit though. No, he doesn't get it. Juppé parks it on the apex of the second part of the chicane.
Well, there were some incidents and Fry Peppers in the pits, so currently Sunset at Colbins.
Finally pits for what I'm assuming will be a set of hards, as Colbins has a little bit of a look, but he thinks better of it this time round. He's got to do something soon, because look how close Felt has got over the last lap.
So he used this fight a bit. The drivers have lost time swapping their positions, and now Vifeld is in the DRS zone.
Yeah, so they've got to be careful here that the McLaren doesn't get them both. 3 seconds for more first multiple warnings. Okay, so Colbins just able to get that little bit closer to Sunset at the moment than Vifeld can.
Fryer tries to go down the inside of Juppé, he stays behind. But maybe next turn, maybe next DRS zone.
He opens the DRS now. He's going to run down in 3 seconds for unknown. He's going to look to the inside. He's going to brake late. He misses the corner. He gets 3 seconds. He misses the corner, but he is ahead of Juppé.
Well, Williams is in the pit and it's K. And Alfam has already lapped him.
Wow. That's insane. And now we have Juppé. He's going to try and get straight back at Fryer, but I don't think he can. He's just too far behind. So I think that's the end of that battle for now. Cool Beans will have to stay behind for a little bit longer. He wasn't able to get past on the last lap. And not really too much chances for overtaking into this middle sector, to be honest. It's pretty much single file all the way. But this has allowed Cool Beans is now dropped outside of the DRS just about. He's just on the very edges, back inside of it now once again. But Vifelt is now much closer to Cool Beans than he was about a lap ago. So let's see if he's able to put pressure on the AlphaTauri driver. Doesn't look like it. 6/10 I don't think will be enough down this straight.
But he has way more ERS than Cool Beans. He will definitely use it. No, he used a bit, but too early to get the speed.
I think he just wants to get a little bit closer before really risking his ERS for an overtake. Of course, at this kind of track, if you waste your ERS, then you're going to have to wait a few laps to get it all back, and it just takes time, and you're going to lose time to the cars around you.
Meanwhile, two poles are fighting.
Nasiek is ahead of Black Wolf. Easy move before the chicane. Just DRS pass, and not too much of a challenge for him there, as Shade gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. He is currently sat in 10th place with Keshmi right behind. So Keshmi recovering quite well at the moment from his early pit stop. I think he could be quite happy to be a P11 right now. He's right on the back of Shade. So hopefully he can continue his streak of getting points in every race he starts.
But he has to also do one more stop.
I think most of the people around him will as well. If you see, he's right on the back of Juppe, who's also going to do another stop. So if he can get ahead of the McLaren, he's overall in the
Cool Beans goes into second place. There might be a contact.
Oh, Sunset cut the chicane.
He lets by, and also Vifelt is going to use it.
Vifelt is going to try to go around his outside into turn 1. Just about room left, and Sunset hangs it round the outside of turn 2. He gets the better exit, and he stays ahead of Vifelt this time round. But what this has done is meant that he's lost about a second. He gets 3-second time penalty.
And Vifelt has none, same as
Keshmi's past Mabs.
How was it?
Sunset is now outside of that DRS, but he's just got back inside it. He's right on the edge, so it's just going to see where he is next detection point. And Rick is past Villeneuve.
Well, Sunset will be 1 second, less than 1 second behind Cool Beans, and this means he will have DRS on the next zone.
Just Juppe with 3 seconds now, so everyone's getting warnings here. You can see there's only actually 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 drivers yet to get a penalty for track limits in this race. So obviously one of the harder tracks on the calendar, especially with this final chicane, to keep it on the track.
Kaya retires.
He's done it on track.
He does it.
He's done it on track. You can see his car's moving, and he's going to get in the way of the Ferrari of Nasiek.
Okay, I need to check this out.
Just narrowly misses. Nasiek just narrowly misses Kaya's car there. And now we have side by side Juppe and Keshmi. Keshmi's ahead of Juppe.
Black Wolf pits. Meanwhile, I'm switching to Keshmi. And he stays in the 8th place now.
Yeah, so he gets ahead, and there's been a yellow flag in the final sector. I think that's.
Well, look at what Kay is doing. He's literally.
Oh, and there's been a crunk down the inside of Morphus, but there's been contact, and now Morphus alongside with Black Wolf as he comes up the pit. Black Wolf just gets ahead on the exit of the pit lane.
Meanwhile, Kay finally parked on the track. This might be warning.
Am I looking at a different car?
And Sunset is about to make a move on Cool Beans. He goes down the inside. It's a better line. There's a contact.
Oh, there's contact, and now he's lost out to Vifelt.
And now Vifelt takes the position number 2. And no matter what, they're currently in first 2 places because Sunset has penalties.
Yeah, and Kronk now with another 3 seconds for track limits. Alpha with the fastest lap of the race on medium, so Alpha is 2-stopping in this race.
Champ, can you invite Mikulitsi to the lobby?
Okay, yep.
Because Kai has left. I'll be watching the action. While Shade here is fighting with Yupe. But there is nothing between them, they just keep themselves around half of a second to each other. Also, both have to do additional pit stop because Shade is the only driver yet to pit. And, no, also Yupe didn't make a pit stop. That's kinda interesting.
And now back to the front. Sunset's right on the back of Vifelt here. He's might be looking for another move into the chicane. Obviously, Sunset's not had too much luck with the chicane so far this race.
Nico
so
has joined.
Maybe he's thinking about. Oh, and look at Vifelt. Look how close he got into the chicane braking zone. Wow.
And Alpha gets Jalmir.
Alpha gets Yolmir. Very nice, but I think he's going to keep it. Yolmir is looking to challenge back. He's looking down the inside is Yolmir into turn 1, but he has to brake early and he cuts the corner 3 seconds for multiple warnings to avoid contact with Alpha, who didn't really look like he left any space on the apex of the corner there. And Sarakaya has now been passed by Rick.
And somebody's going to pit. It's Keshmi.
Keshmi pits. That'll be for the second time this race. So he'll be trying to go maybe hards to the end.
Also,
no,
Sarakaya gets Rick.
He's going hards to the end, but he's repairing his front wing. And Miyake with a.
Look at this! They drive 5 people next to each other, and Miyake is trying to get crowned. Same as Sarakaya. It's almost a free wide. And also, there's a spin.
And a spin.
And hello, Miku.
Oh, it's Miyake and Sarakaya both collide, and
Sarakaya has got a 5-second time penalty, even though he's not at fault.
As Keshmi exits the pits, he nearly hit Miyake. Miyake, jeez.
Jesus, finally got action.
So, Sarakaya does not have damage, but Miyake does, as Rick passes Kronk for P13.
From what I have...
Hello, guys.
Yeah, welcome, Miku.
Literally when I joined, there is a spin.
Well,
And
the
now,
second commentator is back.
Black
Wolf?
Wolf is right on the back of Joey.
Same as Shade does it on Yupe.
Yupe is passed by Mabs actually, and Keshmi is overtaken by Unknown, and Yupe pits. Look at Black Wolf though, he's alongside into the chicane, and he just gets ahead of Joey into the chicane, but now Joey's going to have a much better run, does not have DRS of course, and so I think this is going to be Black Wolf retaining the position with that DRS usage.
And Morphos overtakes Rick for P11.
Yeah,
that's
down the main
obviously
straight.
not a good
nice.
event.
But Rick's coming back in. Morphos had a bit of a moment. Rick's back alongside. He's going to be down the inside into turn 3. He's done it, but he gets 3 seconds for cutting the corner as he does it.
Oh, and Kronk is right behind Morphos.
Kronk thinks better of it though. He's not going to do anything this time round. There is a DRS zone right here though, so if he can stick closely to the back, he's nearly lost it, but he's still got the DRS open. And decides not to do anything into the chicane. Sarakaya passes Villeneuve into the second chicane. Work that one out.
I'm switching to the top 3.
I don't see too much happening between the top 3 right now. A bit of a mistake there from Vifelt. That's going to allow Sunset to close in a bit.
Well, still doesn't matter. If Sunset gets the victory and the other position doesn't change, obviously, apart from Vifelt getting 3rd, not 2nd.
Kronk and Morphos. Kronk cuts the chicane and gets 3 seconds. Morphos also cuts the chicane, but keeps his position ahead of Kronk by doing so.
Well, if Sunset wins the race, Vifelt gets 3rd, and Frypaper stays on 7th, Sunset is already the champion.
Oh, wow. Oh, and now Kronk is alongside Morphos.
Oh, there's contact.
And Morphos cuts the chicane, and he loses 2 more positions because of it.
Well, he did have battle a bit, we can see.
Yeah,
okay, I'm switching to Sunset, because he fights Vifelt for the 2nd place.
Sarakaya
spun. Morphos and Sarakaya spun.
Well, they only probably lost a bit, and
Kronk gets a 5-second.
Oh!
Oh, Jesus!
What is he
and a
doing?
3-second penalty.
What is he doing?
that's obviously his fault. That's obviously his fault.
I was about to say that Kronk could have 5 seconds.
And Sarakai has a wing damage.
Corner cutting.
Oh, Sarakai with damage there.
And Kronk got a penalty for corner cutting and gaining a position.
And that's another 3 seconds to sunset. 6 seconds he now has.
And Kulbins is keeping his victory chances. Catch Me out of nowhere will be 17 now, and he may use a bit on this battle, because we can see Kronk was close to Villeneuve, but he didn't fight properly because there was no fight at all.
For 3 seconds. Interesting to note that, of course, Joey
headed to the pits.
Penalties. Without pits? Okay, he's looking for an undercut, I think, though. This is going to be his final stop of the race, onto the medium tyre.
And also Juppe is very close.
15 laps on that tyre.
Well, he was. But we will stay with him for the next DRS zone, because I don't see any battles going on except of that one.
Another 3 seconds ahead of Juppe here, so yeah, look at the number of penalties everyone's got. It's crazy. DRS will open when they get to that white line there. Now, so let's see if Juppe is able to make the move on Kronk. He pulls out very early to not. He's not going to get as much slipstream. Maybe he's going to be side by side into the chicane, and he gets it. So Kronk might have a little bit of a better exit here, but it's not going to happen.
Meanwhile, both classes are pitting at the same time, and both got a penalty.
Yeah, both got a penalty, and both got a speeding penalty. Oh, wow. Villeneuve changes his wing, and Morpheus is gonna be stuck for a very long time. This has, yeah.
Corbin's 5 seconds for speeding into the pit lane.
No.
And this damages his chances by a lot.
And Sunset follows him into the pits. Sunset's changing his front wing.
And that's
serving his serving 5 seconds as well.
No.
So basically, Kulbins will not have his penalty served. But look at Sunset, he's also doing a wing change, so there was probably a damage after one of the contacts.
He's still held there. Oh, it's just a glitch.
Yeah.
Sunset's going to come out so far behind, he's going to maybe come out behind Fry Pepper.
Wait, from what did Sunset have a 5 second penalty?
Speeding in the pit lane, first stop.
As well, I can't believe this.
Yeah, he sped at the first stop.
Defense is the only one from the leaders to not have a single penalty.
Well, on which tires is Alpha?
Only 4 drivers to not have penalties at the moment. So Cool Beans comes out in P3, which is, I think, the net lead, unless Alpha's going to go to the end.
Did he start
no,
with which tires?
No, Alpha can't go to the end. He has to.
Yeah,
use
because
the
he started
tire.
Yeah, exactly.
So he will have to stop again. I think he should have tried it once.
Vifot is close to Cool Beans.
Well,
yeah,
I guess with that 5
now.
second time penalty, Kulbits is going to lose this race if Vifot doesn't make a mistake. So basically, Vifot has just to keep himself penalty free, and also he can overtake Kulbits. But even if he stays behind, he is winning this. Oh, somebody has also got the coffee stuff.
Oh, unknown passes Kronk through the middle sector. He's gonna locks up, just about makes the chicane though, but Kronk's gonna have a much better exit now on the run down to the hairpin. Let's see, is he gonna send it? Is he gonna send it? No, he doesn't. Another lockup though from unknown. Another lockup from unknown, so that could compromise his exit a bit. Kronk, of course, will have DRS.
Morpheus 30 seconds, but he's way too far.
Sarakai with 3 seconds. There are only 3 drivers in this race without penalties. And that back marker's getting a bit too involved as Kronk hits. Kashmir again, he's up into P12.
Basically, there are 4 drivers lapped currently, and also Shadow is lapped by over 10 drivers right now.
Wow. That's a long way to be down.
Yeah, as you can see now, from unknown's rear.
And Sarakai.
Oh, it will be close with Kronk and Miyake out of the pits.
Oh, Miyake's ahead, I think.
Yes, he. Oh, yes, he is.
Yes, he is.
Yes,
and actually,
Morpheus got a 5 second time penalty again.
yeah,
And
he retires.
Yellows. Morpheus
He retires in the pits.
in the pits.
So there is no safety car. which is common in the yellow F3 races, but this time, lap 24.
Ooh,
I'm not saying
and we've got
anything.
Masiek and Sunset. Sunset round the outside of Masiek at turn 3.
This has literally been one of the most cleanest F3 races I have seen.
Well, not
in
the
Canada,
penalties,
of all
imagine.
tracks.
And
I cannot believe
Black Wolf pits, so that moves Joey up into P8 and Yuppe into P9. But
That is a
Joey's,
late pit stop for Hart.
yeah,
I don't know why he's
Joe-
doing it.
Joey is still, as Fry gets 3 seconds now, so Joey is still without a penalty, so if he can get closer to Fry by the end of this race, he could take that P7 from him.
Basically, okay, Alpha was starting on the medium tires, so he's... I was wondering if Jerome is going to pit, and this happens. The pit.
Yolmir now into the pits. He's probably going to come out behind Sunset but ahead of Fryer, I would say. Maybe
And
not.
Jerome
it is
goes
quite
on
a long
softs.
pit lane.
No, because he was serving a 5-second penalty.
Oh, okay. So he will be behind Fryer then.
There is a massive gap from your V to your Yolmir. Absolutely massive.
Yeah, huge. This is the two groups we were talking about earlier.
Rick is
Again,
close. Rick is close to catch me, and he has a lot of ERX and better tires.
see, and now ahead of them, it looks like someone made an
Oh,
overtake.
whoa! And Rick backs out.
Backs out of it. Keshmi in P11. So he's only one position off of that, and he has no penalties, of course.
Fryer.
As Fryer overtakes Masiek, very strange place to do it, and Rick is past Keshmi.
Into turn 1.
Also, look on how many laps old are mediums in Yowi's and Maciek's cars. 20 laps. They're not going to make it until the end.
Wow. No.
No, they're
Not
going to
for
stop an alpha pit for softs.
So basically, he's going
He
to
might
be...
come out ahead of Sunset.
Yes, he will. He will.
Alpha's P3.
To be honest, he hasn't lost. That is a long stint, but he hasn't. He's not too far away. He might win this race.
Yolmir, as
Fighting
Masiek
for it,
pits,
actually.
Masiek pits, speaking of his long stint on the medium tyres, so he's for softs to the end of the race now, and Unknown with 3 seconds for multiple warnings. Unknown currently running in 10th, but he has penalties. So does Rick in 11th, but Keshmi in 12th with no penalties at the moment. Be interesting to see how that looks towards the end of the race.
Alpham has a massive
don't know
chance for a podium. If any of you can check how many penalties he has.
Oh.
No, let's keep
Or
it
I can
simple.
do that already. He has 6 second time penalties. Cool, because I forgot about that new feature. Cool Beans has 5, Sunset 6, Fry 9, so Jamie has a chance to get into P5. Magic has got 6, Yuppe has got 3, and Yowie has no penalties.
The felt though, obviously while he doesn't have penalties right now, he will still want to win it on track with the remaining 8 laps in this race. He's very close to the back of Cool Beans at the moment. But of course, there is a
What
small
is
chance we
Jake
get
doing?
rain right at the end.
What happens?
Oh, that looks like a dive from yeah, Shade I think is trying to unlock himself.
Well, fortunately he's a ghost.
Against Joey, but his first attempt flew horribly. Oh, and
Joey
Yogi
Pitts. Why?
Because he was on 21 laps old medium tires.
Yeah.
That's a shame for him because he
Oh.
was looking pretty decent.
Didn't have
for some
overtakes.
points.
Black Wolf. Oh, but Black Wolf might come
Oh,
back.
there's a crash!
There's a crash! Sarakaya!
What?
Again.
The yellow flag in sector 3 and he will have to go to the pits since he has a massive wing damage.
What happened?
He just lost it out of the final corner.
Oh,
And he felt they
Keshmi with his first.
that's
Oh!
close. That's super close.
Keshmi with his first
Oh,
penalty
they're
of the
side
race.
by side still. They're still side by side. Oh, and there's contact and Sarika. That's a bit fun.
Well, my camera is literally shaking because I don't know what to follow. Vifelt meanwhile overtook Coolbeans into first place. And he takes back the lead.
Oh wow,
Yeah, so
that's a miss.
Vifelt now into the lead of this race.
And he can now. This is exactly what he needs for the championship. Sunset being forced. This is the perfect situation for Vito at the moment.
Yeah, because that's another what? 8 points he gains?
No.
No, 9.
He literally gets
7, 10. That's 13. Wait.
He gains
No,
13.
no, wait. Now my brain doesn't work.
well, I'm literally watching the sky if it's
Well,
going to rain
yes,
at the last lap.
That is
13 points.
13 points gain.
Wow, so
Who got the
that
pole?
will bring the gap
No.
right down.
Who got the pole?
Cool Beans did.
Oh, okay, so Sunset didn't get that, so that's good for Vito as well.
Yeah, now
Jaromir,
Yomi is past Fryer.
very easy.
Yeah, DRS overtaking the back straight. And he will be able to charge on, try and get a bit closer to Sunset, who
And I
obviously
see a
has
spin
6 seconds.
of maps in sector 2 at the end of it.
Yes, you did. Oh, and he cannot spin his car. Oh no.
This is the
Oh,
second
don't come in
time.
front of them. Oh my god.
What is going on, literally?
Oh, and Juppé's been passed by Rick.
Rick is super fast now. He overtook Unknown, I think, last 2 laps ago.
And
already.
Joey is past Blackwall. Sorry,
Now the
God,
question
I
is, I have seen the Racing Point debris, meanwhile. But the question is if Colbins is trying to overtake back Wiefeld. I don't think so. Even though he's getting closer a bit.
So,
But this time
have
he
a
will
look
also
now
hit DRS.
at Kronk's having a look on Miyake. Oh, Miyake moves very late and they make contact and Kronk's into the wall. Black Wolf gets 3 seconds for multiple warnings.
By
And
the
if
way,
you
I
ask,
thought
Wiefeld takes the lead. He was fighting well towards Colbins. He gets back on the first place anyway.
By the way, I thought I saw some Racing Point wing end place on the hairpin, exit of
I
hairpin,
did too.
and I see that Joey has wing damage. From right side, his end plate is gone. So he has wing damage for the rest of this race.
Imagine
Wow.
switching away from a battle for first place, Brett says on the chat. Well, there are so many incidents I cannot, and I don't know what to do, because if there are three places with an action at the same time, I don't know what to watch. So basically it will be better when I just follow the top, unless there's a massive contact or something.
I think now the only battle really is for P1. Also Kronk isn't close enough to Miyake.
Cool Beans just sitting behind into the final chicane. Now he cuts it. That's 3 seconds for Cool Beans.
Oh,
That's
I
now
love how-
6 seconds. But he's going to make a move into turn 1 anyway down the inside.
No, that's... Oh, there's a bit of contact. Leave space, come on. Oh, this is...
They are
So
going
close
to
between
turn
these
2.
two. We've felt with the slightly better exit. Now Cool Beans using overtaking
And he
gets
backs
through
out.
into turn 3.
Also, Cool Beans doesn't have 6 seconds, but 8 seconds. Because
8
speed.
seconds, of course.
Also,
So,
Alpha is not going to
Alpha
use on it.
By the way, Alpha is tanking Cool Beans for this mistake. Now,
Yeah, because
Alpha
look how
is
close
tanking.
he's getting now.
But he's
Sarek have the
also-
fastest lap of the race.
It's raining. It's raining,
It's
guys.
raining!
Okay, we have it for the
There's
last
rain.
4 laps.
The last 4 laps of this race is going to start raining.
And actually, it's good for Alpha with the softs because the grip will get bad now. There's still 4 laps to go. Oh, this will be interesting. Now.
Well, predict how many spins there will be, because I guess there will be some. Sarek lucky to get the fastest
sure
lap
there
will
will
actually
be.
the last possible lap.
By the way, you might want to follow Kronk and Miyake right now. Because I don't think vehicles will be able to
Oh,
turn
Kronk is actually about to pull alongside, round the outside of Miyake into the chicane. He's actually pretty easily through with DRS there, so no.
Oh,
Jackie
Miyake
fights
don't
back.
go for it.
That was close.
Miyake 3 seconds for catting the chicane too, so yeah.
And Shade Maps is unlapping compared to Freya, and he's very much in the way. That's not good, I think.
And he finally gets past Morphus's abandoned car. He's 7 laps down his Shade Maps.
Yeah, I just wanted to
I
say
have a
that.
feeling there is a timing glitch. I at least hope so.
I think it's not.
I think he's 1 lap down, but 7? How is that possible?
Massiek with 3 seconds.
He actually only has 22 laps completed.
What?
So he's actually 10 laps down.
What? How can you check this one?
Oh god! This is the 23rd lap of the race. Oh, I don't want to say anything, but that guy, I wish F1 could actually do the same as in real life. If you're too slow, you just disqualify them. Oh, this is quite horrible to watch. Villeneuve pits.
Well, I remember somebody in F2 Australia is free.
Villeneuve pits for Inters.
Why?
Well, he's probably afraid of this weather.
The risk. Ooh,
That's not going to pay off at all.
Well, we will see, because if there is DRS disabled...
Fry with another 3 seconds. Yeah, but there's 2 and a bit laps left.
And it's too dry. I don't understand. It's wet, but it's not.
But DRS just got disabled, so clearly the stewards think it's wet enough.
Well, the track looks really dry. And Villeneuve is struggling.
The question is DRS on? Because this is the most important factor currently.
I think it probably isn't going to be for much longer.
Villeneuve is losing time. Yeah, Villeneuve is almost winning. No, it's definitely not the time yet.
Well, you pep it too.
What?
This is going to give Keshmi's back in the points.
Catch me absolutely lost. No, that is a horrible decision from Juppe.
Oh no, Juppe's changed his front wing. Juppe's changing his front wing.
Yeah, but still he should be continuing despite the wing damage. There's not enough laps. That wasn't a...
And now Fry is right on the back of Yolmir.
I just reminded myself...
Imagine with hard tires into a fast corner in these conditions. Oh no.
Oh, he's going to send it into the final chicane. There's contact. And he
No, there
almost had
wasn't.
to cut the chicane.
But it was so close. Blackwolf easily overtakes Juppe.
And now Fry is sending it into turn 1. Oh, so close between these two. He's got a long way around the outside. And Yolmi is back through, but who's going to have the better traction? It's going to be Fry with the better traction. He's using a bit of overtake too.
And Yolmi
Yolmi cuts.
I guess there will be a lot of warning appeals after this race.
Yep, there might be.
Since many penalties and warnings were given because of going quickly and being forced to go out of the track.
Oh, Villeneuve is super wide, and I think he's actually... And I don't know what Villeneuve is doing.
Yeah, he's just on the grass.
And
retires on track.
That's not the best place. You could just do it in it.
And it's the last lap of the race. It's also the last chance for Viffer to overtake Kulbis on track. I don't know how it will end.
I don't think he's too bothered about it at this point. Coolbeans has 8 seconds of penalties.
Yeah.
It all depends on somebody spinning around. Because it's possible we got one. No, it's just Villeneuve retiring. Now the question is, who will spin? Because it's pretty easy to do in these conditions. The overfax is free, but it's just Villeneuve parking.
So now Coolbeans coming up to the hairpin. Juppe's been overtaken by Kronk.
Yeah, those interests are not working. Not at all.
Oh, and Miyake completely cuts that second chicane. And he's on softs. He's not even on the inters.
The conditions must be horrible, but Coolbeans is already in the final chicane.
Yeah, so Coolbeans now coming through the final chicane. He's going to take the checkered flag first, but he will not win this race because Vifelt, with the only driver with no penalties in this race, wins the Canadian Grand Prix from what was 3rd on the grid. And Alpha comes home to take 3rd, Sunset 4th, Fryer will come home probably ahead of Yolmir on track, but Yolmir will actually get 5th place due to the penalties. Yolmir's
really slow.
Ooh, he thought about a move, they made contact, they touched, and he's spun right at the end, and Yolmir's taken P5. Massiek's gonna take P6.
No, but that might be the penalty for Yolmir, and now he might have actually destroyed his P5.
Fryer comes home in P7.
That wasn't great from Jaromir. He just didn't need to even attack him. There was no need.
Who's got the fastest lap, by the way?
P8 will go to Rick.
Sarakaya.
Unknown will come home. Unknown will come home P9 and Keshmi.
No, Keshmi is the gap
take
is
it from
3
him.
seconds. The gap is 3 seconds in the penalties. Keshmi's right on the limit.
Keshmi's on the hard tyre. I don't think he's going to do it. No, he's lost time through the final corner. Keshmi will be P10 as the last unlapped car on the grid. He keeps up his run of scoring in every race he starts.
And I see that Shade has disconnected.
No. Shade's not.
Shade.
That's why he was losing 9 seconds.
I think
No, his car is solid. No, his car is solid here, guys.
What?
No, it is solid. He is just this slow.
Wait, I actually don't know how many laps he has completed.
It says he's 9 laps down.
Yeah, but the race director has glitched. It's still showing 22 laps completed on his race director.
Well,
He's finishing across with these AI cars.
He's gonna come last.
and
he's
he's
still
still
going.
continuing. It's probably an AI because you can see the throttle.
Guys here. We have a very nice glitch.
Well, basically, right now, he's going on AI because you can see the throttle and brakes. How they are Yes, he left!
Yeah, he just left the session. I think he realised.
Oh my.
Imagine if we had to watch him do the next 10 laps of the race.
Well, we would end the stream.
So,
Yeah.
wait, Shade didn't even manage to get back in front of Villeneuve's retired car at the end.
I don't know. I literally don't know how many laps he has now completed.
I
because
think
the race
he was-
director glitched.
Well, we need to ask him directly because this is
We
the
need
only
to
chance
ask
to
him
do so.
directly. We cannot even.
I mean, it doesn't even matter, he still came last.
Last of the finishers, yes. At least.
Yeah, so it doesn't really matter that much, but
Imagine if he's actually. Imagine if he's actually like. Wait. Yeah, the game puts him on DNF because he didn't complete 90% of the race according to the
hilarious.
game.
That's hilarious.
That is.
Anyway, your winner today is Vifelt with the only driver not to get a penalty. Second was Cool Beans, and third on the podium was Alpha after starting in P16. What a strategy from Alpha starting on the mediums. What pace. Sunset fourth, so he will not claim the championship this race. Jaromir fifth, but maybe a pending penalty. Masiek sixth, Fry seventh after the last lap disaster. Rick, Unknown, Kejmi round out your top 10. Joey, Blackwolf, Yuppie, Miyake, Kronk, Sarakai, Villeneuve will not score, and the rest were DNF'd.
You cannot believe how many warnings there was. It was unbelievable. It was so hard to score.
Basically, we have only 3 drivers currently with a chance to get a championship right now. But Frappe will have to do a miracle, and also he needs to rely on Vifelt and Sunset retiring in both races.
Yeah. So let's quickly invite Vifelt, Alpha, and Sunset.
This is looking really good
Sunset,
for Vifelt now. 26 points behind. If he can take 10 points, then he still might actually have a chance in this championship.
Well, basically, I need to invite all of the podium drivers. So these are Vifelt, Colbins, and Alpha. I'm already going to say I don't have any questions about that. Thank you, champ. So I will see. We cannot switch to Canada all because somebody because Magic.
Cool Beans has joined.
Same as Vifelt.
Let's say that there are a couple of guys in the F3 chat not too happy with the race.
I can imagine.
Including Shade, for example. Against Rick. So, well,
Well, we'll see. Wait, I'll probably have a lot to do as a steward.
There is a chance. There might be a new quali ban after this race.
Maybe,
Hey guys.
Hi. How you doing?
Good. Especially after this.
What's Alpha's gamer tag?
I think I have him.
If you do, could you invite
Yeah,
him,
I
please? Because I don't know how to spell it. Thanks. Cheers.
I just cannot go through it. I cannot complete a lap. I've been doing the time trials. It was 1:09.3 at best.
Yeah. Well, I guess while we're waiting, we can start the interview with the winner this time round. So, well done, Vifelt, on your win.
Thank you.
And okay, just a question for you: how hard was it to not get penalties in that race? If you didn't know, you were the only driver to get no penalties in that race.
Yeah,
What makes us
I
here?
was looking at the race director. Oh, should we then?
No, I could carry on.
Oh, okay. I was looking at. Yeah, I saw that on the race director at the end. But I got 2 warnings like in the first 7-10 laps of the race, so I was driving pretty conservative. I could have driven harder, but just trying not to get penalties, because I was looking when Cool Beans got out of the pits. I saw he got a 5-second penalty, and I thought, okay, if I can just stay with him, then the race is mine. And suddenly he had 9 seconds and such, and Sunset were nowhere near us in the end and such. So just driving conservative.
Yeah, it was a very good drive. Especially 2 warnings in the first 7 laps, that's crazy. Have none, to not get a 3rd one before the end of the race. So well done on that. So just that rain at the end, we saw that you were maybe struggling a bit to keep up with the pace of Cool Beans. Were you really at any point in that race worried about not like making a mistake, getting that 3rd warning, and then losing the win of the race because of it?
Oh, yeah, I was worried for like 20 laps, but yeah, the rain began falling. But when I saw he had 9 seconds, I didn't have to push. I thought to myself, I just had to keep it in the lines, and that's why I dropped like almost a second in the end. But
yeah,
I knew I had room for it, so I didn't want to throw away my race for a last ditch overtake. So
yeah. Any questions from anyone else?
No.
No?
I don't have.
Okay. Well then, okay, we'll move on to 2nd place, Cool Beans. So well done on P2, starting off. Very close race between you and Vifelt all way. Although we'll start the question with qualifying. You got pole, obviously, and it was a pretty good lap. Just talk us through that lap. Was it maybe kind of what you were expecting, or is that better or something than you would have thought you could do?
Yeah, no, it was a good lap. I actually felt like I didn't have the best first sector, and I threw away the first 2 laps that I did because I kept invalidating it. But then sector 2 and 3, I just sort of was like, well, I either get pole or I'm at the back of the grid. So yeah, I just put everything into it and I got pole. It was nice.
Yeah, and again, all race really, you were battling the whole way with Vifelt and Sunset. Do you feel like in places the racing could have been a bit cleaner? Because we saw there was a lot of times where you guys were going off track and colliding and stuff.
Yeah, I mean, there was one with Sunset where I thought I understeered right into him and pushed him off, and I actually gave him the position back because I was like, well, that's because that corner there, you what is it, turn 4, you can't go two into there. So yeah, I gave him the position back, but I was trying to leave as much room as I can, but it's one of them tracks where a lot of the corners are, you can only go one at a time.
Yeah. Yeah, well, again, with all the penalties you got in that race, really cost you there. Is there anything you could have maybe done to stop the penalties? You know, like, or would you have just lost too much pace?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't do too much practice doing that pit entry, so I think that's what killed me today. But then I was just trying to follow the Veld too closely, and then that's what caused the second penalty. So overall, it was Veld probably deserved to win. Overall, I didn't think it was that we were in it. You couldn't get out of DRS because there's so many DRS zones. You can't break it.
Yeah, well, well done on P2 anyway. Did Alpha not join us then?
No, doesn't look like it.
So, does anyone else have questions for Cool Beans?
Oh, actually, Cool Beans, did you get as much disrupted by that Mercedes in turn 3?
There was a couple of cars that when I was ghosting through, it was so hard to concentrate and do it. But yeah, I suppose everyone's got the same problem, so can't really complain too much.
Okay, was that it from everyone?
Yes.
So.
Okay, well, thank you all for coming to the interview, and thank you to everyone who came to watch the stream. It was a little bit different today. Obviously, we had 3 commentators this time around because there was issues. So, Wojtinho was the one streaming the POV, and obviously Mikulitsi joined later on after Kaye left. So he wasn't here for the whole race, unfortunately.
Also, reminder to hit a like.
Yeah, remember to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, of course, and and make sure you stay tuned because in half an hour's time the F2 race will be taking place. Same track, Canada.
And I'm racing.
Anyone interested in that, please come along. And Wojtinho will be racing, so if you want to support him, please do. And tomorrow at 6 PM UK time, the F1 race will be taking place. So make sure you don't miss that one. As always, thank you for coming by.
And see you in half an hour. I'll be in Ferrari if anybody asks. So basically see you. I'm ending this stream now.